Hello everyone, welcome to another weekly analysis on EMini futures. We're looking at ES and this is September 3rd and we're looking into the September 5th week. Let's quickly go through what I did. As I mentioned in my last video, I was in a long position with a tight stop which I got stopped out. I tried to go again long at the 40.10, 40.20, but I saw a sharp rejection in the price, so my long to 41.10 plan was crashed. I reset my bias, and as soon as that 40.20 support area got broken, I went into the short side, and the target was pretty straightforward for me. My targets were 39.15, my ultimate target, and the price actually went down all the way to 39.05. Looking at here in the weekly, you can clearly see the whole plan here. The market sold off and we are now on the bottom of this channel. So will it break this channel? If this breaks this channel, we are retesting the lowers again. Will it have a bounce from this channel? I would like to say that it would definitely have a bounce from this channel. That's usually what we should do, because if you look at the weekly, in the past almost 3 weeks it has been just selling. So usually there should be some kind of a relief squeeze, but just that by itself makes no sense, because you can see here on a weekly that it has sold off for many weeks together. Now we're not into a prediction game here. On the weekly it is selling off, market is not oversold, so there may be still some chances of selling. And the only long I will take here is a very small size long, and I will take immediate profits of a 30-40 point profits if I take a long. Overall, I am bearish, and currently I do not have any positions going into next week, but what my plan is to try a long, and 40-20 area now needs to hold if the bears are in control. That's the broader resistance area. Now if 40-20 area is broken, then we are definitely testing on the upper side of this band, which would be around the 41.10 area. That's what is the upper side of this band, and let's actually put a price level there. As you can see, that area, so they're right around that. So those are the top in tails, bottoming tails. His rejection broke through that one, had hard time breaking, and then it broke, and as you can see, got rejected on a weekly basis, very close on a weekly doji, and once it broke through that, never reached that one. That is we can also look at the daily here. Let's actually jump into daily, because I want to show you something here on the daily which is important. If you can see here that 41.10 area, so that's a shoulder, and that's a head. This is the classic head and shoulder pattern, and hence the neck, which is the 41.10 area. Let's make it 41.10. That makes it a very strong resistance. Now, as you can see, it has been now touched twice in the daily, the 40-20 area, and we had got rejected. Will it this needs to really hold if bears needs to be on control, and we are bouncing right off that trend line that I have drawn here. If you can see, right off that trend line. So 39.05 is a support as of now, and let me add another support line there, and we will fix it. So we'll put it there. What I mean by we'll fix it is that we need to now make sure that is a good support in terms of cluster of demand area from there. So I'm looking at here, that's the W pattern, which is the reverse of a M pattern, which is a bullish pattern. So if you can see, that's the W pattern. Let me draw that so that you can see it. So that's the W pattern. So definitely the top of that W pattern is where we're currently seeing some support here. Now it has been touched once with a strong rejection on the daily, and that was 9-2. So Friday, which tried to break that again with a strong rejection. So being touched twice from the top, if the price stays around here for few more hours on Monday regular trading hours, I would not try along anymore from here. That would be a signal for me that the sellers or the bears are eating away all bull long orders and will push the price through that area. So I would be more of a seller out of that area. But as of now, I would try, let's remove this W here, along from that 39.25 area. And why I say 39.25, it'll be clear a little bit when we dive into the 4 hourly and hourly. So let's quickly look into that, going into the 4 hourly and hourly. Point to be taken here, by itself it doesn't mean anything, but the William percentage says that the market is now oversold, and the market, you can see, is trying to break out of this oversold. Usually if you see where it's oversold, always tries to break out, and it's trending up as of now on that. So looking into the 4 hourly, this is a wide range. So I mean, this is not a wide range, this is a good range for swing. I have done this now twice where I've gone 39.05 long and taken out profit at a 39.60 area, and then 40.10 area, and shorted 40.10 area again. For this time when I shorted 40.10 area, I held that short all the way to 39.15 area. I covered like almost 90% of my short there, and I tried again along at 39.30, and I got stopped out with a 10-point stop. And this is Friday I'm talking about, and that's in its trading is never perfect, and I was expecting to see testing of 39.60, never happened, and so I shorted again 39.30 and took my profit off at 39.10, and 39.05 I again took a long, and towards the end of the market at 39.30 I just went flat, and want to see how the price action opens on Sunday. So going into the 4 hourly and really focusing here, as you can see into the 4 hourly here, that's still our 39.05 39.10 area is our support area. You can clearly see that here, and that's another, I would say 39.55 is our resistance area. So the price tried to break through, could not break through, and then once broke through that support area, that becomes a resistance area. So let's add a resistance area here. So I definitely would like to try a retest of somewhere around 39.20 to 39.25. So let's make it even. Number as a whole number 39.25. So on Sunday open, I would try to take long at 39.25, take most of my profit out at 39.50 55 area, and then leave some runners for 40.20 area. As this is the bottom of the channel and the market is pretty oversold, I would like to see if it breaks through this 40-20 area and test that 4110, the bottom of the neck. But again, I'm not here to predict, so I will leave that runner with a very tight stop. And what I mean by very tight stop is that stop at different levels. So if 39.55 is broken, it starts going towards 40.20, my stop would be somewhere here at 39.80 area, so that I don't lose my long. Now this is a price action. That's what I will try to see. Test of 39.25 because there's a strong rejection here, and try for a long. Now what happens if it retests 39.25 and the price starts staying there? And to look at that in a much better clear way, let's look at the 1 hourly. And to do that in a better way, let's take this channel out. So hopefully that is a little bit clear. So as you can see in the 1 hourly, 39.42 area is a good area where there has been some rejections, and then we're still at the right area from a support 39.25. Now if it breaks 39.25, so that means it stays like this. So if you see this area, just focus on this area. If you see the price sold off, just went through that resistance area of 39.60 area, came here and got rejected, but it is not going up. Like there was not a swift bounce in the hourly and went up. That means when you don't see a swift bounce from an area and the price starts staying here, that means this particular support area is going to be broken. Same thing applies for resistance. From the bottom, if it starts staying at this 39.60 area, that's going to be broken. You apply this based on your trading style. If you are a intraday trader or a scalper, the same thing applies, versus at a different time interval, versus if you're a swing trader or intraday trader, same thing applies at a different time scale. Now this is not only one single rule that you'll follow. You need to also look at the supply chain demands and trend lines, and also look at the big support areas in terms of the EMAs. So should take all of those into consideration also. But looking at this particular one, if you can see here, it stayed there, and then one big push to do all stop hunting got rejected by the uh, bears, and this would have been, so when this rejection would have happened, that point of time you can just try it somewhere here by looking at that tail, that okay, that's where I would add my short. So you'd add a short there like a 39.40. So now yes, we have to stay through all these hourlies. You're not going to watch that because I would be sleeping, and there is no way I would catch this early in the morning in Pacific time. But if you are there and you can catch that, definitely. Now what this particular trade, I did catch this one here with when I was awake, I saw this pattern. So what I did is that I tried a short at the 39.30 area, and again target was 39.08, and I got that 39.15. I did get a 15-point target, and that was good enough for me. Now as you can see here, rejected and then it climbed all the way up. So pretty clear from the hourly how the price behaved. Now what happens if this support area does not hold? Bad things will happen. And to go into that, let's actually look at our daily. So if you look at the daily here, right, so that's one area there which is a good support. So let's add some support there. And to clear these areas, I want to just remove some of these price support areas so that we can clearly see. I'll just keep the bigger ones. And let's make this an even number, so we'll call it 3905. Okay, so what are we seeing? We see here a big cluster. I already told you about that 3905 and in that W. So the bottom, this one is here, a very big cluster here. So we would add that one here also. When price stayed in this whole zone for multiple days before breaking out, it would be very, very hard for the bears to actually break through this area. So if it breaks 3905, giving it some breathing space, like let's say 38.95 or 38.90, it breaks, then goes to 38.90, retouches 39.05. That would be my short signal. And once I take that short, I would be targeting 38.15. Now, on a daily basis, if you see here, that area is a very, very strong area because the price stayed in there and then the price tried to break through that. So 37.44 area is the other area. This trend line. So I would like to see if this trend line gets broken, and I will target that 38.15 area and really target that area for my this one. And this one will be where I would really make my I would say support area and try along also, because there would be a lot of orders pending here that bears have to get through, and hence I do expect a bounce from here. Going into next week, this is the clear plan for me. I would try along at the 39.25 area targeting 40.20, and if it breaks out to 41.10. But if there is no such price confirmation and just slices through 39.05 support area, then I'm resetting my bias and flipping to a short and targeting these broader areas of 38.15 and 37.44 areas. Now 36.39, that's a long tail here, so let's just to complete our analysis add that here. 36.91 and obviously 36.39 is the other big support area from where it bounced back last time. Before I conclude this analysis, let's go into a much broader monthly chart, and I will increase my time frame to 20 years and I'll clear everything. Looking at a much broader monthly chart, if you see the last month completely sold off, and it was a bounce in this month, that was July, August sold off. September is usually the bearish month, and this is the broader support area on a monthly basis, and then the next big support area is here. Now if we draw a trend line before the printing of money and how things are looking at, you can see that that support area, and that if it comes down, so around 3420, 3500 is definitely a very, very strong support area. This was all printing of money. It's gonna go away now. If it comes down here and tests that area, I would be definitely a strong buyer of that area, and I would start accumulating some of my well-known stocks that I would like to hold for long term around that area. Will that happen in the next month or so? I have no clue. It may not happen at all, and it may happen immediately. There is no way to tell that. So but I wanted to give you a broader view of where the market can go if it starts selling off. On that monthly chart, you can clearly see here, that is your big resistance area as of now. So we're keeping this in mind. I'm keeping this in mind that hey, if it breaks through this bottom area of 3650 area, there is some support at 3590, so let's say 3600 area, and then there is some support at 3200 area. Will it go there? I have no clue. So I cannot predict that, but I'm going to base this purely on the charts, and currently the charts are in a bearish trend, and we will see what happens. The market will tell. As again, that's the plan going into next week. So short summary of my plan: 39.25 long, testing 40.20, and if it breaks 41.10. If that does not happen, then go short, targeting around 38.15. That's the plan for next week. As again, keep your stop losses tight, your losses small, and your profit at large. Have great trading into the next week, and thanks for listening.